Good morning. I do most of my videos in the morning. Ooh, does this light make me look prettier? Ooh, it does make me look prettier. Anyway, I'm talking about work surfaces today. This is my workbench, and I used to have a table saw in here when I had my Craftsman table saw that I was using. Now I've got a slightly better table saw, much better table saw, my Rigid. And but I still have my workbench, and I'm going to fill in the section that's over there, open, that you can see over here, with something else. I haven't figured out exactly what, but I'm probably going to put a big set of drawers in there that I can store my parts and stuff in, screws and whatnot. But this workbench is absolutely ideal for my needs. I've got an area where I can come right up to it. I don't know, you can't really tell, but this is actually higher than most table saw or workbenches that most people deal with. When I'm standing, this comes up to my belly button. I mean, exactly to my belly button. And I built it this way on purpose. I put it up on wheels that lock, so they're casters that lock. And I built it in such a way that when I'm working and I sit on a bar stool, that I've got this exactly everything the way I want it at this height. Doesn't make it very practical for when you're sitting in an office chair, but I have two other benches over here for other things, and the other workbench that's around the same height as this is my wood station, where I have my miter saw, my grinding wheels, and my tabletop sander, along with my pocket hole jig. And so that's there, but then I have another station that's my workbench that's built kind of like a Home Depot style or maybe Costco style rack. And that's where I do all my soldering, electrical work, my drilling, my CNC, well, my drill press stuff, not CNC. I haven't done CNC in years. But it also has, you know, my speaker system and some storage. And a lot of my electrical stuff ends up being done over there, and some of my metal work as well. But this table here is absolutely wonderful. Every once in a while, I resurface it with the belt sander, and I'm actually considering getting a planer to do that, because this gets glue and all kinds of surface on it. It's not exactly flat anymore, but it will end up flat again. And the purpose of this table is, this is my do whatever I want kind of table. So if I want to take this screw and say I'm building something and I need to have a surface that I can work with, I can take this screw, put it in. I can just see Spenceley losing his mind right now. And I can just put that there. I can take another screw. We all know that this is secure. So this is locked in. This ain't going no place, especially when you put it down with these deck screws. And I love deck screws. I use deck screws for everything. I've got a little deck screw just sitting right here, and this probably has a purpose sometimes. But yeah, so I recycle my screws as well. I've been recycling my screws on projects for years, and it's one of the easiest ways to save money. So anyway, so the work surface, this has gotten paint on it, it's got stained, it's got all kinds of glue, both kinds of glue that I use, indoor and outdoor. And it's got screw holes in it, it's got cut marks in it from circular saws. This is in the way. Yes, I have two of these. I usually have one of them for outside and one in the garage, but sometimes I use both for different projects. And it's even got a nail stuck in it here, which is this guy right here. I'll deal with that later. Anyway, so yeah, so this is where I do my work. And I've got this large section here, which you can see, this is 4 feet by 8 feet all the way down. And I have no idea how high up this is. I've got my oversized yardstick, and we're looking at 40.5 inches high, which is perfect because it comes right up to my belly button. When I'm standing or sitting, I've got short legs, so it works out. But it's important to have a really good work surface to work on, and I've touched on work surfaces in the past, but it's so important to have lots of space to work with. I've got my area back here that I do some of my woodworking with, but most of this area here is project setup, and then also projects that are either completed or drying or ready for the sale. But yeah, and eventually at some point or another I'll probably replace this top. This top has seen better days. I've had this table set up for about a year and a half now, and I think I built it in February of 21. It was one of the first things I built for the house because I knew I needed a workstation, and I originally had my table saw in there, which I mentioned, but I took that out, and this is just, you know, I can't begin to tell you how valuable having a big work surface area is. And if you have the room to do it, it is cumbersome, but it is absolutely worth having a big bench top that you can do your projects on. Some people go with 2 or 3 bench tops, and I really can't describe how much I hate that. Yeah, I understand that if some people can't do a big bench top system, and so they use 2 or 3 smaller ones. And there is some benefits to having that, but my benefit of having this is I can take an entire slab of wood and throw this right on top of this thing. I'm not worried about this. I can stand on this thing. I can bring my friends over and stand on this thing. The casters are rated for 1,500 pounds, so I can put quite a bit of weight on this. Underneath, I've got various parts and tools, including a Christmas present for my brother-in-law, since he won't let me give it to his son. It's only a 20-pound crossbow. You know, 20-pound, you know, I had a crossbow when I was, 10 or 11 years old, and I didn't stick anybody in the eye with it. I don't know, parents today. Anyway, yes, I've got my station that I can do my work on, and I'm not going to do anything with this. I might as well just remove this. And if I want to sit here and read the paper, which I would never do, got my cup of coffee. By the way, this is invaluable. I should do a video on that. But yeah, I've got my station here, and I can rotate around to 3 other stations on this table. And down at the end on the corner, I've got my router station. And down there behind the camera, I've got, some staining and stuff drying. And then over here, I got another project set up. And I got this going on over here, which is right now nothing, but it will be something this weekend on Monday, since Christmas is going to take off one of my days off. Ugh.